afternoon, judges.
We are the jelly farmers from Singapore Secondary School. Our main agenda for today is to first go through our problem statement, followed by our solution, and how we plan to market it for optimal results. Before we begin, I would like to introduce to you our problem statement. Land scarcity is a real worry in small countries like Singapore. With less land available in Singapore for agricultural purposes, cost of farming locally is expensive and it also can be insufficient. Constantly relying on imports from foreign nations will prove to be a great threat to Singapore's food security, as we are more exposed to fluctuating factors from outside, such as geopolitical tensions.
These are the major countries from which Singapore is importing. From the statistics, the share percentage is the highest for Malaysia, followed by Indonesia. If there were any political tension between Singapore and these countries, our trade supply will be hit hard, as about 40% of our vegetables are from there. If Singapore were to ever face such a situation, we believe that our project can help meet the demands to a certain extent in the long run.
We have done some research and we have found this as a current existing solution. One example is Nemo's garden. It's an underwater dome garden. However, we see some problems with it. We don't think it's self-sustainable, as the crops will have to be maintained and watered by hand. Also, since it's underwater, it's hard to access, and the crop yield for each dome is also very low.
How does our solution address these problems? Let's take a look at our proposed solution.
A jelly farm! It's a simple yet elegant solution where we make farming affordable with the ability to produce fresh crops without having to maintain the farm physically. This is the model for a jelly farm. We'll take a deeper look at it later on.
Let's take a look at our proposed solution. First, these farms are located on sea surfaces, hence addressing the most pertinent part of the problem, which is land scarcity. As a consequence, food production will be cheaper and can be made in larger quantities, making it more affordable for consumers. Secondly, more local production means less imports from other countries, making Singapore more self-sufficient. Thirdly, since water and energy is obtained from the sea, there will be no additional cost, making the rent for the domes cheaper.
Also, since the domes can be reused, it will be lower the cost. In addition, people nowadays live hectic lifestyles, so they may not have the time to maintain the crops themselves. By hiring farmers to help take care of the crops, people do not need to squeeze time out of their busy schedules.
These are the benefits of our jelly farm. Firstly, our jelly farm can grow organic and fresh produce as no pesticides will be used. This is because of this enclosed environment where there would not be any pests. Secondly, our consumers can enjoy a farm-to-table experience, which means that harvested plants can be eaten right away. Thirdly, our jelly farm utilizes area on sea instead of land area. And it also saves energy and water, as these resources are obtained from the sea. This makes it sustainable and more importantly, affordable for the consumers.
Now let's look at our product details. Our dome is made out of an outer glass surface and inner plastic tiers, costing $1,500 and $500 respectively. Also, our hydraulic pump, filtration pump, and irrigation system cost $500 in total. Adding our lenses, environment monitor, and lights, there will be a total estimated cost of $2,700.
Now let's take a look at the design aspects of our dome. For the lighting system, there are converging and diverging lenses in the middle of the layers to ensure that each layer gets an equal amount of sunlight. To harvest the crops, all you need to do is to lift up the glass dome and get access to the layers inside. The irrigation system works in a way where seawater is pumped through a filter, which filters out the source and then pumped up the pipe and to the sprinklers. The pipe will then rotate, allowing the sprinklers to water the plants evenly. The energy source for this will be from the hydraulic pump, which will convert kinetic energy of the waves from the ocean to electricity. Also, since it's in an enclosed place, moisture will be trapped in the dome like that of a terrarium, so there's no need to water it frequently.
Now let's look at what we can grow. We'll be able to grow leafy vegetables such as Chinese broccoli, kailan, spring onion, and bok choy. These vegetables, especially spring onions, have short growth periods and large yields. We also calculated the cost for seed and soil, which amount to $53 in total. Each dome will be able to serve 2 people, and investors will be able to earn $200 and $1,300 from the vegetables respectively. Hence, we have an estimated selling price of the dome, which is $3,000, where 10% of it is for workmanship, while the rest includes the cost for soil and dome mechanisms.
After making these calculations, we decided that instead of selling our crops directly to our consumers, we could let them rent spaces inside our dome. This would mean that they can choose the types of crops they would want inside the dome, and they could have a hands-on experience enticing them to sign up.
To better depict our subscription rates, we've come up with a menu whereby customers can pick and choose the plan that appeals to them the most. For example, people like you and me can apply to just have 1 layer's worth of space. They can choose between the top, middle, and bottom layer, where the cost and yield vary slightly. Families can choose to